Utmost greetings to you all. It is time for some stamp collecting fun. And I've done a bit of I copied a bit of a cartoon. I was looking for some sort of inspiration, and there was this picture of a guy surrounded by stamp albums everywhere, and I thought that is a bit like me on occasions, probably a little bit like us all in the stamping community, and once you pop, you can't stop, if I'm allowed to steal that catchphrase. So what have we got here? We've got somebody who could possibly be me, with shelves of book. Well, I've got shelves of books, yes. Different albums and different stamps, and yeah, it's just a bit of fun, isn't it, to kick us off. So what am I going to look at today? Well, I thought I'd show you how my Spain and USA collection is coming along. Now, nothing is in order. I'm using a stock book to keep Spain and USA stamps in until such time that I will possibly get around to arranging them in some sort of less disorderly manner. I'm also keeping. I'm not keeping. I try not to keep doubles, but there will be doubles in here. But also I have maybe plans for doubles as well. Anyway, we'll have a look at the stock book. So we say goodbye to this character. Help. And we'll look at USA, Spain. Yeah, there's plenty of countries there. But we'll look at Spain to begin with. So, what have we got first? Well, I put a little bit of card there to tell me where I'm sticking my stamps, just as a reminder. I'm sure we all do it, don't we? I mean, it's obvious that these are Spanish, but it's nice to have a little sticker. And excuse the glare, the light is on because it's quite dark today. Got a bit of rain and a bit of, a lot of cloud. So the light isn't fantastic, so I'll put the big light on. So I've put some sort of more, we've seen the Spanish stamps. We've all been to Spain, haven't we, on holiday from the 60s until the present day, and we know these stamps because we used to send postcards. So at the beginning, I've got stamps that we haven't particularly seen much of because tourism wasn't around then, as it is today. However, that is by the... Oh, sure. I mean, that has got a... Look at that, that's got quite a thing in it there, quite a tear. So immediately it's got no value. Zero value to... I can't even get it out. But I would say this is a airmail stamp. It looks there, Correspondencia that word has been blanked out. The European stamps from Spain. Not my favourite stamps, I must say. Bland, nothing exciting going on there. With this one you could say, well, it's Civil War-ish, isn't it? Possibly. Certainly got a bit of Red Cross or drama going on in that picture. So we got 5 potatoes there. Roma plus Hispania. Not sure what that means. Character Antonio Palacios. More older stamps. United Nations stamps by the look of it. United Nations, Hispania. Yeah. Greek or Yugoslavian something. That's quite nice. Nice map of the world. Earth. Possibly what is a cathedral. That's a very nice stamp. A post box stamp. So these become quite popular. People go ape for them. Stamps that are associated with the postal service. Some people whoop and go wild. Limbs everywhere. I can sort of understand why, because there can't be that many about. So if you find one, it's a goodie. And it's a nice collection to have. So this is a fantastic 1997 stamp. Religious type stamp there. And a person stamp. So these are sort of, oh yeah, we have another of those. So I think that and that may be from the same set. Yes. Now we're getting into colour now, so we're hitting the modern age. Hispanidad. I mean, what is Hispanidad? There's Hispania, and there's España, and there's Spain, and there's Espagna, phonetically. So Hispanidad. Is it anything like Trinidad? I suspect it is. Language. It means something. It tells a story. It tells history. That's a historic stamp. Battlements there. And here we have more history. 1972 stamp. Now we're getting back into the older again. Spaniards. I won't hang around. Oh, that's nice. I love a council. We won't spend too much longer. We get into Franco era. The early Franco stamps. He was certainly more sort of heroic looking and handsome in these latter day Francos than the sort of early. He was pretty, there. But there he looks a bit, yeah. You can see the two similarities there, really, though he isn't Franco. But you can see I've got quite a few stamps, and this is the sort of stamp when we first started to go to Spain that we would stick on our letters and our postcards home. So we all knew that stamp. And of course we were going to a dictatorship when we went on holiday, a fascist dictatorship, some may say, though he had sort of taken his jackboot off the neck of the people. Yeah, they've got a lot of history, conquistadors and exploration and Spanish Armada, this sort of thing. Franco eased in the king back, royalty back into the Spanish way of life and governmental life. And to be fair, he did a good job, this one. He did stand up against the generals, saved Spain. I think his son is now the king. I think this one retired, Juan Carlos. But a very good king. And then overleaf, we have more sort of. I've tried to get the sort of specials, people that, the old king and the old people. I haven't done any research on those. And then here we've got more modern stamps again, and Expo 98. Not interested really. Okay, we nip over to the United States. We'll go across the Atlantic to the United States, and we'll see what we've got here. A lot of these seem to be airmail. So I'm thinking of actually setting up an airmail collection proper. Again, the USA is here. Buildings. Airmail. I've got a lot of these. And a lot of these. Ladder. Can't get them out though. Wyoming estates. Wouldn't it be nice to have sort of a stamp from every state? The 53, is it 52 states? I don't know. Well, 53 with Greenland. Here we have organised labour, proud and free. And here's the eagle, the American eagle, which they're very proud of. Also, Universal Postage Union. So again, one of those stamps that people who collect stamps about the postal system would love. And it's a 100 years celebratory stamp. And it's somebody's writing a letter. Benjamin West, we've talked about him. We've talked about Martin Luther. Philip Matsy, I don't think we've talked about. Hope for the crippled. Possibly they won't be using that word today. I've got a lot of these as well. These come up often. I do have a collection of flag stamps, though I wouldn't necessarily call that. Is it a flag stamp? It may be, actually. It's got the plate. Yeah. And then here we've got, again, more airmail. Here's a nice airmail stamp, smaller one. And here, fire pumps. Yeah, Lawrence and Elmer Sperry, aviation pioneers. So again, US airmail. Now I'm presuming that the airmail doesn't necessarily mean going to a different country. I would suggest that to go, say, from Wyoming to Montana, you take the plane. It's the plane that delivers the post. From, New York down as far as New Mexico. You couldn't put it in a van. This isn't Britain. Could he put it on a train? It would take too long. So really, we're talking about airmail. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, we're talking airmail being the most popular way of transporting post. This is the United States of America. And then finally over here, we hold these truths. You know the thing. United States Senate, or I don't know. Is that the Lincoln Memorial? Could be. Here we have Washington. Savings is a council there. Washington again. The Liberty statue, In God We Trust. Dewey. Somebody Dewey. Don't know who he is. And this is Pearl Buck. So yeah, possibly it should be. I don't know. So this is basically what I've got. I've got other sheets and stock pages with American stamps, but at the moment I'm simply loading them up, ready to dive in and do some sort of organisation with it. Same with Spain. A lot of kings, so there may be a king's page, there may well be a Franco page, there may well be a Conquistadori page, old kings, old queens, a few old queens around, and yeah, so there's some exciting stuff ahead. Airmail is another thing on my mind. Georgia's on my mind, but airmail is also on my mind. So that's it for now. I hope you're having a fantastic day. We'll get back to organising this life, these stamps, this stamp life, because that's life. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.